What's up, everybody? It's your boy Jayla's Guy. Today we come back with another video, and today I really want to talk to you guys about understanding the spiritual side of what's going on and how what you do in the natural world it's like the little balancing scale. You could either raise your spiritual righteousness, or you could raise your spiritual iniquity. And the reason why I want to really press this with you guys today is that I want you to understand that a lot of people always like, man, I just don't feel close to God, or I'm trying my best. I'm reading my Bible more. I'm getting close to God, but now there's a fight I'm going against. Why I'm getting fought every single time? Well, the thing is, once the devil knows he's losing you, it's like an alert goes off in his head to where I need to get you back where I had you in lust, I had you in greed, I had you in wrath, I had lustfulness, I had you in all these things. I had you as a liar. I had you as every single thing under the sun. So what do I need to do to get you back where I had you? And so what he does is he's going to put roadblocks in front of you. And we have to understand that our actions and how we move in the natural world can bring us closer to God or build a bridge away from him, because God does not interfere with your free will. So once that happens, the action that you take, all it does is, the more righteous you are, the more you do in the things that please the Lord, the more he is going to be inclined with you, the more he is going to bless you. And it doesn't always look as, I got a new car, I got a house, I got everything. No, the Lord will bless you with peace. He's going to remove evil people from your lives. He's going to remove people who are going to stab you in your back. Because why would God give you $1 million if he know there's somebody right behind you about to steal it? God moves in a way to when he gives you something, you literally cannot lose it. It's going to be free. It's not going to cost you anything. And the only way you lose it, if God decides to take it back from you because you're not doing what you're supposed to do. But when God gives you blessings, that's yours. It comes with nothing. The devil gives you blessings too, because I'm going to give you 100K because I want to take $1 billion from you. I want to take something that's worth more than that. I give you $100,000 because I want to take a family member away from you. That's how the devil thinks, and that's how he moves. So I'm going to read over some scriptures over in Proverbs chapter 22 about what God likes and what he wants to see from his sheep. And so we're going to go off of, we're only going to be talking about finance in this one. I don't really want you guys to pay attention to understand the financial part of this. So let's go. It says, this is verse 2, chapter 22 of Proverbs. It says, the rich and the poor meet together. The Lord is maker of all of them. What easy, hope it's easy for people to understand. God basically saying he sees the rich and the poor the exact same way. I made both of you. Y'all both have a reason on this earth to be here. Yet no person is more greater than the next. Rich or poor, I made all of y'all. Simple. Hope everybody understands that. Boom. So then we're going to skip down a little bit, and it says, now this is a key one right here for everybody, including myself now. This is verse 7 in Proverbs 22, still says that. Now this one is very important, especially for Americans, because America has this borrowing debt culture that, everybody know about, credit and stuff like that. And there's nothing wrong with borrowing money if you know you can pay it back and you know what you're doing with your finances. But this is statistics you can Google everywhere. Most people in America do not know whether whatever happens in their life, you owe that person something. That person has something over you. And like I said, everything that happens in the natural world, there's a byproduct in the spiritual realm. We have to understand this as Christians. We should know this more than regular people do. And the Bible explains it throughout the whole book. If you read it, it explains those things. But people don't read it into depth, so they get confused of like, man, why I'm going through this right now? Why do I have so much financial struggle? Well, for one, just because you have a spirit on you that is causing you to just overspend. And now you're sitting up here borrowing all this money, trying to live a certain lifestyle, not knowing that you're a servant to somebody else versus this other person. Everybody see this person with a regular old car. They might live in an apartment, but this person has true freedom because they ain't gotta make no payments to nobody. They ain't gotta sit up here and keep paying off these credit cards and these loans that they have because that's a free person. A lot of Americans in this country are not free. You have somebody you have to pay every single month. They're taking money out your check and all this stuff. And this country made it this way. We all know this. This is nothing. I'm not telling y'all nothing new. You know what I'm saying? So I really want you guys to understand that God wants you to be free in every aspect of your life. He doesn't want you to sit up here and be struggling to pay somebody, like 2/3 of your check every single time you get paid because you have all these debts. All you got is not want us to be in debt. whatsoever. Jesus literally came to earth to die and clear debts. So why would a guy who does that want you to still have debt? You know what I'm saying? It's, it gotta make sense, you know what I'm saying? So we gonna keep it going more. We gonna keep understanding how God wants us, to move when it comes to finances. So it says, he that oppresseth the poor to increase his riches, he that giveth to the rich shall surely come to want. Basically, when God does not like somebody who wants to oppress the poor just because he has money. God is not like that at all. And then it said, and he that giveth to the rich shall surely come to want. Basically, God saying, you still giving to rich people, you'll still end up being, you're going to still want, you're going to still end up having to want something because you keep giving to rich people. It's not what you're supposed to do with your finances and your money at all. So what does God want you to do? What God wants you to do, we're going to move down a little bit. And it says, verse 9, he says, he that has a bountiful eye shall be blessed, for he giveth his bread to the poor. I'm going to let y'all know something right now. God really wants you to give to people who have less to you. Whatever you can afford to give, God wants you to give that down and help somebody else. That's always how God been. Because we have to understand, if people fail to do this, look through God's eyes for a second. Understand him. It says, fear of the Lord is the beginning to wisdom, to all understanding. Fear of the Lord is all understanding, because when you fear the Lord, you understand how he thinks and what he wants from us. God is a God who literally, since time has existed, has always given us, and he's given to us in a way of he wants to make sure his people are taken care of, his sheep are taken care of, and the people who need help, which are the poor, he wants people who he has blessed to bless them too. Because if I'm sitting here blessing you, you're supposed to be like me. You're supposed to be a version of me. That means the next time that means you should be a blessing to somebody else. You should always be a blessing. As Christians should be walking blessings throughout this earth. Just, I see somebody on the street that needs something, boom, here you go. Because the Lord ain't gave it to me, because it says, in the Bible, it tells us it's better to give than to receive. You know why? Because if I'm receiving something, I ain't got nothing to give. But if I'm giving, I got it to give in the first place. And God wants you to always have this heart posture. And a lot of people really don't have this heart posture. And it blows my mind, because we see Christians sit up here and will give a buttload of money to their church, but yet you can't just roll your window down, give a 10 to that homeless person so they can go get them a meal for today and keep on moving with your life. It don't even make sense to, like literally, like when you go on Judgment Day and you looking at God, how can you explain that to him? Because God's like, well, you just gave over in 2024, you gave your pastor $10,000 for the year. Now you gave your pastor $10,000, but you couldn't give the poor 100. You couldn't give this poor person who needed something to eat, which is my child, money. You couldn't give that person so they could feed themselves, because Jesus tells us that whatever you do unto the poor, you do also unto me. So you couldn't do that for me too. Like, we have to understand these things. And a lot of people, that's another reason, that's another chokehold people have, is that because it's nothing wrong with giving to a church and to sow into a righteous church, but a lot of y'all sowing seeds into toxic, polluted ground, and you don't see no benefits. So for me, instance, that if I give to a church and I'm always giving, I'm always trying to say I'm sowing seeds, and my life does not improve in any form, which way, I'm not improving in my righteousness, I'm not improving in my spiritualness, I'm not improving my peace, I'm not improving my finances, that means whatever seed I'm sowing is not getting harvest. You know what that means? God not watering that seed. So we have to understand these things. And I hope I'm really able to help you guys with this message. And I just really want you guys to understand where I'm coming from with this. So anybody who's still here to the end, who's watching, I would love for you to give a like and subscribe to my channel. And I hope you guys have a very blessed day.